All right, no time to explain, gang. Welcome back. King Zephyr back with another video for you guys. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're enjoying your midweek and everything. We're going to go do another massive duel video today. A little bit of a walkthrough of one of my favorite decks I like to play and a little bit of other stuff because I know a lot of you guys, at least out in the ether, don't like to be meta sheep and all that other stuff and hate how you can't play essentially old school Yu-Gi-Oh! In the modern day era. And unfortunately, you're half right, half wrong. A lot of decks, unfortunately, aren't fast enough to deal with the meta. Some are a little bit on the slower side. And so we're just going to go ahead and just play a couple games and see what happens on that side using one of my favorite decks. And actually, a variation of the deck I brought to me to YCS Indianapolis is Dark Magicians. Yes, you can be competitive in Dark Magicians, even in Master Duels to this day. How well it works out in Diamond and Master rank, that's a whole nother story. But I'm going to go through some gameplays that we had and show you all the deck recipe and the deck profile for this as well. So if you like content like this and you're new to the channel, welcome. Join us. It's free to hit that subscribe button. Do that, please. A lot of you guys watch our videos and give us some feedback, and we appreciate it. About 75% of you that watch the videos aren't subscribers. Please subscribe. It's free. You want to give us some fun. We have some goals we want to hit. We have some things that we want to give away because we did our first giveaway at 500 subscribers. We want to do our next one at 1,000, and we're about 130 away from 750, so let's kind of keep that moving on that side. But if you like content like this, or even if you dislike it, hit the dislike button, give us your likes, give us your replies, and subscribe if you're new to the channel, or if you've been kind of peeping in and out of the channel and just haven't hit the button. It's free of charge. Join us, hit the button. But let's get this thing going. For I like to ramble because, unfortunately, as you guys know, for those that do watch the videos, I like to ramble. So let's go ahead and look at the deck. Alrighty, so this is what I have eloquently called Pharaoh's Bestial Magic, because yes, this is mixing the Dark Magician with Bestial. So this will be essentially how Dark Magicians probably should be played in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! To a degree. Well, at least in Master Duel meta, because of course this ban list is different than real life, as well as there's a lot of cards that are out now in the TCG that aren't in the game yet, and a lot of strategy, especially with it being Year of the Fire with Fire Kings, as well as Snake Eyes about to run rampant in the YCS and OTS sector of the game. So here we go. We have essentially two Dark Magicians. No matter what flavor of Dark Magicians you play, probably 2 is more than enough. 3 is kind of overkill because it already kind of is a mild brick in the deck because of how difficult it is to kind of get out, with it being a 7-star monster needing 2 sacrifices, and kind of playing into a factor of needing something to get it out a little bit quicker. It's just best to probably only keep 2 copies of it. 3 copies of Magician's Souls. You need 3 copies of this without a doubt, along with 3 copies of Magician's Rod. Those are essentially those 6 cards in every Dark Magician deck you should have no matter what. I don't care what you say. I don't care about the argument. Souls allows you to special summon Dark Magician from the graveyard, as well as get it out of the deck to put it in the graveyard so you can special summon it, as well as Dark Magician Girl. And then, of course, Rod allows you to get all of your Dark Magician spells, which will include your Magician Salvation, your Dark Magical Circle, your Eternal Soul, your Soul Servant, or even your Secrets of Dark Magic. So all of your Dark Magician spells are essentially retrieved from Magician's Rod. So it is mandatory to have 3 copies of this card in your deck. It is also mandatory for you to have 3 copies of Magician's Souls in your deck. You might be able to get away with 2, but for at least for soul's sake, but 3 is just a better option. Gives you a lot more utility, as well as if you were playing Floodgates, it allows you to turn off your Floodgates or just get the ability to draw some cards if you have some bricks in terms of getting rid of your spells and traps. Since we are playing Master Duel, 3 copies of Max C, this can be bricky, but of course, with the game being very special summon heavy, having Max C is great. Also allows you to bait out an Ash. 3 Ash Blossoms and Joy Springs. There's one card in here in the extra deck that I'll get to in a second that I prefer to probably swap in and out of in the deck. I'll consider that later, but so far the recipe has worked quite well, so I haven't had to need to. But 3 copies of Ash, 1 stops your drawing power, and a bunch of other things. 1 copy of Dark Magician Girl. You can either use it for pitch fodder for Magician Souls, or use it for fusing for the Dark Magicians, or any other utility for that one. Since all the Bestials are limited to 1 in Master Duel, so essentially 1 of each Bestial for the exception of Lubellian. Lubellian is at 3, but we're only keeping 2 copies of him in the deck. We don't need more than 2. Clearly, Tamias United Dragon, it is mandatory. You need Tamias to summon the Dark Magician, the Dragon Master, as well as if Dragoon was legal and Dragoon was in the game, then he'd be a Dragoon target, because then you confuse him with Dark Magician and summon Dragoon out. And then lastly, for your ritual monsters, 2 Illusion of Chaos. Very important to at least have 2 of them in the deck. That way you can fish out any Dark Magician card that you're missing that you need to kind of combo off. So having 2 of those is great. It can also be used as tribute fodder for Magician's Rod for pitching a card from the deck to the grave. 1 Preparational Rice to help you get Illusion of Chaos if you don't have it. Followed by 3 triple tactic talents for essentially counters against your hand traps. 1 Magician's Salvation, which will basically allow you to get out your Eternal Soul from the deck straight to the field if you don't draw Eternal Soul, as well as allow you to summon Dark Magician Girl when Dark Magician is the board. 2 Dark Magical Circles. Essentially, every time you summon Dark Magician, you banish a card, so it's good to get good removal. Since a lot of cards are immune to destruction, at least allows you to banish them to kind of get past that on that front. Next, we have, of course, Branded Regain. That's going to be your target for Libellion. So once you get Libellion out, you get Branded Regain. That way, if something gets banished, you can return it light or dark from the out of play back to the deck and draw a card, as well as flood the board with dragons for the Bestials. Because essentially, if your opponent special summons something and you don't have a Bestial on the field, it allows you to revive a Bestial. 3 Super Polys, good utility for getting out of a lot of archetypal decks. 3 Soul Servants, also another mandatory Dark Magician card. The 1 Secrets of Dark Magic. I know some people probably want to play more than one of these, but actually 1 is enough because for 2 reasons. 1, it's a quick play fusion spell that allows you to kind of get out of any situation. Tamias already is a walking polymerization, so you kind of don't need more than 1. And then if you do need it again, Soul Servant can just bring it back from the graveyard back to the deck, and then you can draw it again. And then 2 Magician Souls. No more than 2 Magician Souls. Having 3 is going to basically weigh the deck down, and anything else on this side. The only changes I made to this in real life, which I probably can make some quick changes in this game as well. I'll probably play with that later in the future and probably give you guys an update on that later. What I did in real life is that I added a small Castira package, Birth being one of the big reasons, because Birth allows you to normal summon Dark Magician. Yes, Castira Birth allows you to special summon normal summon more than Castira monsters. Basically, the card text reads, any 7-star monster can be normal summoned. Under that can be a Castira card, or it can be the Dark Magician, because the Dark Magician is a 7-star monster. And then, of course, I had Fenrir, Unicorn, Rysart, just a basic Castira package just to kind of get some more utility out of that. As for the extra deck, 2 Super Poly targets, Mug Dragon of the Swamp, as well as Garura. Garura is good for the drawing factor. The Dark Magician of the Dragon Knight, one of the most important dragons and fusion cards in the deck. It is treated as Dark Magician while it's on the field and in the graveyard, which means it can be revived by Eternal Soul or revived by Magician Souls. But also the most important effect is that your opponent cannot target spell or traps you control, nor can they be destroyed by card effects. So this protects your back row, unless it's a banish. It has to be a non-target banish, or essentially something has to negate its effect, so that way they can wipe out the back row. But if you have Eternal Soul on the board and it's active, they can't touch the Dark Magician of the Dragon Knight anyway, because his name is treated as Dark Magician. The Dark Magician is just another quick card to get out, so whenever a spell or trap is played, you get to draw 1 card once per turn, and then when it's destroyed, you get to special summon a Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl from the hand, deck, or graveyard. Wallow, founder of the Drudge Dragons, 2 level 6 monsters. Usually you would use your Bestials for this, or Dark Magician Girl and 1 Bestial. Gets 100 monsters you control get 100 attack points for each card in your opponent's graveyard, and then you can target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, detach 1 or 2 materials, and use one of the effects. Either return it to the deck, or special summon it in face up or face down defense position on your side of the field. So another great graveyard interruption potentially. And then what is the other effect? Doesn't this get a material your opponent can target? Detach 1 or 2 and activate its effects? No, it doesn't. So I thought this card did one more thing that I neglected, but I was wrong. But whatever. Hope Harbinger is an oddball. Because you're having Libellion. Libellion is a level 8 dragon, as well as the Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. So that is actually a nice little spell counter card to have in here. So if you can get both of them out, which is not difficult, you can summon Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, sacrifice it, summon Libellion, and get it out on the board, or any bestial monster you have. Use Magician Souls to bring back Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, or Magician Souls for that. Use the 2 of them for Hope Harbinger. And then you have that on the board at that point in time. As for links, 1 Link Spider, 1 Artemis, 1 Nightmare Phoenix. I might kind of flex that one in and out, because I really never use Nightmare Phoenix. There's very rare situations that I actually need to use it. IP Masquerena, because IP Masquerena. Dark the Dark Charmer, which is going to be your bread and butter in terms of link climbing up to Access Code Talker. Or if your opponent's playing a dark deck, is a good disruptor for that. Nightmare Unicorn, probably the better of the 2 Nightmare monsters. That's probably why I might get rid of Phoenix. He's there, but, in terms of the cards more valuable, shuffles a card back to the deck. Selene, followed by Appaloosa, as well as Access Code Talker. So that is the entire extra deck on this one. Now let's get into a couple games and see how the deck functions. Alrighty, we're loading up game 1 on the side. My opponent's name was ABC. I don't remember what deck he was playing. I'll probably be reminded in a moment. This game did not last very long, and most of the videos in this game doesn't last very long because it's full of interruptions. So, alrighty, ABC, unfortunately, no sleeves on his deck. He's rolling looks like a 48 card deck, or 47 card deck. 13 cards in the extra deck. Opening hand, 2 Magician Souls, Illusion of Chaos, Super Poly, and Branded Regain, which is pretty good because you can use Illusion to get rid of one of the souls and then kind of go off from there. So who goes first? I go first. I go immediately into Illusion of Chaos. And exactly that. Go ahead and pull Magician's Rod and get rid of one of the Magician's Souls. Summon Magician's Rod to get the Dark Magical Circle, Holy Eternal Soul, play Branded Regain, and then from there, go ahead and summon the Dark Magician. Put him in defense, and then immediately go into IP Masquerade. Since this is turn 1, it's not much good having anything on the board. So get that out there, and then lay the last 2 cards face down, Eternal Soul and Super Polymerization. If I need to use Super Poly, I can pitch Illusion of Chaos because I won't need it any longer, and then of course I have Eternal Soul, which will allow me to give me Dark Magician back. Opponents goes, let's see what he plays, immediately into the Foolish Burial. He's playing Elemental Heroes, so now he's going into the combo for that one, starting off with Stratus, pulling out Ferris. Special summon that by pitching rid of Mist. The Mist effect allows you to get, I believe it's Increase. No, he pulled Liquid, and then he used Ferris to drop Increase. Now, in case any of you guys don't know, especially for this traditional Elemental Hero deck, if you have Ash or an Interruption, you always do it on the Increase. You Ash the Increase. You don't Ash the Ferris. Ferris will get this out. You want to Ash the Increase so when the Increase comes out on the board, because what's going to happen is he's going to pitch Ferris, Increase is going to get on the board, he's going to drop another card, but this will be the card to Ash in that situation. But I don't have Ash Blossom, so I have something else in mind. Sacrifices the Ferris. Now I go into the Dark Magician. But he was smart. He actually had a pocket call by the grave. So unfortunately, my Dark Magician now will get banished, stop me from summoning it. Which honestly is not that big of a deal because I have Branded Regain. So the second Dark Magician gets banished, that sizzles, he summons Increase, he triggers Increase's effect, but then Branded Regain activates because a light or a dark monster was banished. It gets shuffled back into the deck, and I get to draw a card. So now, I don't lose my Dark Magician, it actually comes back. Dark Magician goes back to the deck, I draw into a Secrets of Dark Magic, and this is why you Ash the Increase. The Increase got Vion out, and then of course Vion, he'll go into a Polymerization to fuse it generally into Sunrise. Or, yeah, generally Sunrise is next play, but since he goes for that one, he goes to try to send another hero monster. I go straight into the Super Poly. Go for the Super Poly, get rid of the Increase and that to get rid of his fusion materials. He already normal summoned, so now I'm going straight into Garura. But then he pitches Malicious. Malicious effect allows it to special summon itself once he banishes it. So he's going to continue to combo off, and then from there, I go into my IP Masquerade. He changed Maxi at this point in time, so he's going to draw 1 card. And this is where I go straight into Nightmare Unicorn. I actually put the alt art version of the deck because I do have it. And now I'm going to go ahead, pitch that one, and bounce back the Malicious, as well as draw a card because Garura was sent to the graveyard. Draw another Magician Soul. Perfect. But he had more things in his hand. He goes for the Polymerization. I thought he was summoning Absolute Zero, but he summoned Sunrise. Then, of course, he'll go from Sunrise into pulling the Miracle Fusion from the deck, also using Liquid to go ahead and draw 2 cards. Discards 1, which is Plasma. Pulls a Miracle Fusion. And then goes ahead and uses Denier, special summons Denier, plays D-Force. Returns Plasma to the hand. Goes into the Link Summon, which will be into Crusader. This would be a great time to have Nibiru because Nibiru would have just ended all of this. Back into the Denier, gets Malicious back. Gets rid of the Denier again, draws a Malicious. Banishes, goes for the Forbidden Droplet to get rid of the Malicious. Makes my Unicorn weaker. And then now he's going to special summon his 3rd Malicious. Right into the Miracle Fusion. So now he's going to go from the extra deck right into Wake Up Your E-Hero. And he's going to go for the Battle Phase. He doesn't have game, but he has quite a bit of damage. Alrighty, and that was his end board. So not too bad. Of course, I kind of interrupted him a lot. D-Force is on the board, so when he gets Plasma out, Plasma's going to be a little bit more immune until you can get one or both of them off the field. But I'm not too worried about it because he already pitched Plasma, if my mind serves me correctly. Is it in the graveyard? No, it's actually banished. He banished Plasma. Oh, no, he didn't. It's in his hand. So he just didn't have it. He couldn't resummon it. So now my turn. Immediately draw the Ash Blossom. Go straight for the Magician's Souls. Repitch Dark Magician. Special summon Dark Magician. Use Circle to banish Wake Up Your E-Hero. And he scoops instantly. And that concludes game one. Since he banished that, he had no other protection on the board. There was nothing really he could do because Wake Up Your E-Hero has the ability that when it's destroyed or sent, he gets to special summon another elemental hero monster, but because it was banished, his effect sizzled, only one card left in his hand, slowly dissecting the board one by one. He really had nothing else he could do. Anyway, on to game two. All right, on to game two. This game was actually hilarious because I don't know what this guy was playing or what his strategy was. He was playing a lot of old school cards that you would never see in 2024. So let's go for that one. He goes second. I go first. Not a terrible hand. And then goes to set 3. Now, in this situation, generally, if you open up the hand which is set with the set 3 and does nothing else, number one red flag to go for is generally he's probably playing Labyrinth. So I assumed he's playing Labyrinth. Fortunately, I do have Ash Blossom in hand, so I was able to at least stop a big welcome if he drops it out. A little bit welcome for that one. So go for that one. Draw the second Ash Blossom. Go for Illusion of Chaos. And he activates Dragon Capture Jar. In 2024. He had a Dragon Capture Jar to use in 2024. Hilarious. At this point, I'm confused. I don't even know why you even have that in your deck. But we'll see what happens. Go immediately for that. Pitch one of the ashes. Goes for Magician's Rod. Pulls the circle. Play the circle. Pull the Soul Servant. Lay Soul Servant face down. Attack directly. That's the best I got right now. And then, of course, I'm going to link off into Artemis. Artemis is always my fodder because it's just there. It doesn't do anything in this deck other than be used as tribute fodder or as well as another spellcaster and a light link monster. You activate a spell card. You get to activate Magician's Rod from the grave, sacrifice a spellcaster monster to bring it back to the hand. So that's exactly what I plan to use it for. Witch of the Black Forest goes to attack, activate Soul Servant, top deck Magician's Salvations, use Rod, sacrifice Artemis, put Rod back in the hand. So I'll take 1,100 points of damage. Not a big deal. Pass turn. Still know what the other two face down cards are. Now I draw Magician's Salvation. Go ahead and open with that to get Eternal Soul on the board. Now play Rod again. Draw the Secrets of Dark Magic. And then I go for the Tamias play. Getting rid of Maxi because clearly he's not special summoning anything, so I'm not going to do this. Now I could have did two things. I could have summoned Tamias and then fusion summon that way, but I chose to use Secrets because I don't know what the back row is. I didn't need the back row to be a Solemns or anything that would... well, actually, even if it was Solemns, it would have been a backup plan, but just in case it was something to get in a monster effect or summon the monster and destroy it, I just didn't want to take that risk, so I decided to use Secrets instead of using Tamias. So if he negated Secrets, then I at least baited out one thing to use Tamias the next turn, the next move, or anything like that. So in case you guys are wondering why I just didn't use Tamias instead of Secrets, that's exactly why I did it. Fusion summon into the Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Now, because he has a dragon, he will go in defense mode. Didn't really care about that one because I did summon a Dark Magician. So now I'm going to start dissecting the back row. First card was a negate attack. So perfect. Got rid of that. Destroy Witch of the Black Forest. He gets to add a card from his hand. And look at that. It's Exodia. He's trying to old school beat me with Exodia the Forbidden One. I don't know what he was thinking or what type of strategy he was playing, but clearly he was... I don't know what he was doing or what he thought he was going to do. And this is odd because this is a platinum rank level duel. So regardless, get rid of the two, go right into IP Masquerena. I start going to dark. I take that back. Go to dark, take Witch of the Black Forest, and then start link climbing right into Selene. And then Selene should get 4 counters because 4 spell cards are out there. Re-special the Dark Magician. And now this was a misplay on my half because I interned here. The mistake I made here was, this is before I made a modification to the extra deck. I forgot I didn't put access code in the extra deck. I forgot what other card took its place, unfortunately. I had Appaloosa in there. I did not have access code Talker. So when I realized I didn't have access code Talker, I just ended my turn. I wasn't too worried about it because at the same time, I do have Eternal Soul on the board and the Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, is in the graveyard already. So If really playing Access Kotar would have been overkill, and it didn't make too much sense for me to do anything else. So just to let the duel play out. He's already trying to summon Exodia with 4 cards in his hand. Summons Exodia, and the card face down is a Crush Card Virus. Once again, this is 2024. Goes to a Crush Card Virus. Hilarious. So, of course, he's going to sacrifice Exodia Forbidden One to use Crush Card to try to destroy every monster on the field. This is when I go ahead and activate Eternal Soul to revive back my Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, because Crush Card will not destroy my Dark Magicians. Eternal Soul makes every Dark Magician immune to your opponent's card effects, so Crush Card Virus would not touch the Dark Magician or the Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. And since he is now on the board with Eternal Soul, Dragon Capture the Jar actually effect will not work. And with that, I decided to destroy 3 cards: Lubellion, another Dark Magician, as well as the Dark Magician Girl. Those are the 3 cards I chose to destroy from Crush Card Virus. Couple reasons. One, I can summon Lubellion out instantly now, and then I have another Dark Magician I can special summon with Eternal Soul. So good thing for that. Now I decided to Dark Magical Circle the last face down card, which turned out to be another Crush Card Virus. And then he scoops. Nothing you can do, because exactly at that point in time, 2,500, 3,000, 2K, or 2,300, that's game. So I don't know what deck he was playing, and I don't know what he was thinking. Actually, you know what? Hold on one second. So this was the deck that he was playing. Like, I really don't know what he was thinking. I really don't know the perp. Like, there's no speed in this deck. There's a lot of stall, but, I mean, Dragon Capture Jar only works if your opponent is playing dragons. So if your opponent's not playing dragons, it's a brick. You're literally sitting on a big fat brick. Crush Card Virus isn't as devastating as it was when it first came out before it got eroded, or better yet, back when it was in the anime where it destroyed everything over powerful. So I'm guessing he was just going to try to summon it, get Exodia in the hand. If that failed, he had Necross, but it really didn't make too much difference. But I don't know. But yeah, that was this game. All right, moving on to game 3, because after that confusing game 2, once again, I'm still trying to figure out why he was playing that deck, or the fact if he had any success getting that far with that deck. So he must have been playing against a lot of bad duelists. Going first again, once again, not a bad hand. Go ahead and summon Rod. Try to bait out the Ash Blossom. He had no Ash, so at this point, I can just fully cook. There goes Magician Souls. Go ahead and combo with Magician's Dark Magical Circle and Soul Servant. Go ahead and stack Dark Magician at the top of the deck. Draw Dark Magician because of Dark Magical Circle. And then just go straight in Artemis. And pass turn. Ash Blossom in hand, Dark Magician in the hand, so that way I can summon Dark Magician instantly, and then boom. He is playing Cyber Dragons. So I'm going to ask the emergency. And unfortunately, he has enough in his hand to just cook without it. So he just goes straight for the Cyber Dragon. Pitches mine. So he makes the 2 sacrifices to go ahead and play Chimera Tech Mega Fleet. Not too worried about that one. Gets Hurts. Uses the effect of Nephthys to drop Hurts. Hurts effect allows him to grab another Cyber Dragon from his deck. And now he plays Clockwork Knight to make everything a machine monster. Goes in for the Link 2 into Verte Anaconda. Nothing I can do about that one, so I go ahead and play Eternal Soul. He plays Red Reboot to negate my Eternal Soul. So he pays half his life points, stops me from playing this. So now my Eternal Soul has to get flipped face back down, but allows me to play another one face up and face down there. So Verte Anaconda goes off, which allows him to basically go for Overload Fusion to summon. What was the name of that Cyber Dragon? Oh, Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. So now he's going to target my 3 spells to destroy the Dark Magical Circle, the Magician Salvation, as well as my face down card. And so at this point, time for me to use Super Poly, wipe the board clean. He has 2 dark monsters, both with different attributes, so Muck Dragon comes out. Actually, no, Garura comes back. Muck Dragon is when everything matches. All right. And at this point, there's really not much to do because I draw my Illusion of Chaos. Don't even waste time. I had to go attack for game. Garura, whatever battle damage Garura does, it doubles. So he had 1,000 attack points. Swing into that if he had exactly 2,000. There was no point in me doing anything else. I could have kept comboing off and doing more. It was an option, but just didn't do it. Anyway, and his name was Blame. Anyway, on to the next game. Alrighty, this one, I think this is one of my funner games. This one is probably a little bit more technical, so we'll kind of go a little bit and see what happens on this one. No special field, basic, the Lilith sleeves, but a great hand. Casteris. So go straight for the pressure planet. I'm going to stop him from drawing a Castira card. Go straight into the call by, so I baited out the call by. He's going to draw a Castira monster. Now I'm going to go straight into Max C because if he's playing Casteris, he's going to be doing some special summoning. So just go straight for that. Call it a day. Call buys the Ash. And then he draws Fenrir. So now, triple tactic thrust. He decides to draw, triple tactic talent. Sorry, not thrust. Draws 2. Banishes the top 3 with a Rise Heart. And goes straight into Shangri-Era. And then plays 1 card face down. All right, so now I have to be kind of very careful with this one. He goes right into the preparations. I go into the Max C because I know he's about to special summon 2 monsters. And he Max C's me. Which is fine because I'm not special summoning anything yet. So here comes Unicorn. And then here comes Ogre. So that's my second one. Both Bestials. And now I just have to play the game of just use my effects. So Unfortunately, I have to bait out all the Castira's effects because I have nothing to negate their effects, but that's fine because there's not really a whole lot going on here. And a lot of things are going to go my way anyway. So, of course, he changed Unicorn and Ogre. He's going to look at the top 5 of my cards and bench 1 face down. Illusion, Tactics, Rod, Eternal Soul, and Super Polymerization. Can I see what he banished? He banished Illusion. Not a big deal. Don't care. And then the Dark Magicians. Other card. Don't really care. And now he's going to block 2 zones. Every card that he blocked out, he should have blocked out in a different manner. And then he's going to destroy the Rod. Don't care. Go ahead into Circle and into Servant. Right into the Secrets. Draw the Secrets. And now I'm just going to go Special Summon Dark Magician. Since one of them has been banished, unfortunately. Face down. I can't get it back, so I only have 1 left. Go ahead. And now I'm going to banish the Shangri-Era. And then go into the Dragon Knight. So the Dragon Knight's on the field. He tries to Ash, but unfortunately he called by the Ash. So now Ash is negated because he called by it last turn because it lasted for a full turn. Pitch out Lebellion. Destroy the Unicorn. Sacrifice that to summon Lebellion. Get my branded regained, and then go ahead and use Soul Servant to draw 1. Play triple tactic talent, draw another 2, another Ash Blossom, and then I play a Super Poly face down. He goes for the preparations. I go straight into Magnamut, which means he's going to look at the top 5 cards in my deck again and do that whole thing for the second time. So there we go. Ogre's going to trigger. And then, of course, the Unicorn's going to trigger again. So Sorenir comes back. Souls comes back. And I draw a card. Draw another Ash Blossom. Hilarious. So my board's completely protected. Not too worried about anything on that side. Let's see what he decides to banish this time. He decides to banish Timaeus. Don't need Timaeus anymore. I already summoned my thing. And then he gets rid of Access Cold Talker. And I'm going to Ash that because I do not want him to get birthed from the field because if I use a spell, then he gets to banish 3 cards from my grave. Definitely don't want that to happen. Summons Karakira. Draws another preparations. And then this is the mistake he made. He got a little too greedy. So, of course, he's going to wipe the board. Sorner is going to pitch out the Drew's Worm. I'm going to take 3,400 points of damage. And there's his mistake. Goes right into another Shangri-Era. Bad move, brother, because now you gave me a Super Poly target. Karakura needs to go away because he allows him to take a card from my graveyard and special summon it every single turn. And so I need to get rid of that ASAP by giving me another fire monster. There's my Super Poly target. Get rid of that. Goodbye, Karakura. Goodbye, Shangri-Era. Right into Mug Dragon of the Swamp. Lays face down. I get Drew's Worm back. And at this point, it's basically game. Go ahead and play Rod. I really don't care what he does. He's going to imperm the Rod. Sure, fine, whatever. But just summon Drew's Worm. So he's going to summon Shangri-Era back. Brandy Regain allows me to special summon another one of those. Return a card from out of play. Unicorn's going to come out. But this is the mistake he really made. He played Big Bang. So now everything gets banished except for one monster. So of course he keeps the Shangri-Era. But then I keep the Drew's Worm. He gets rid of Wallow. Really don't care about that. I still get to draw a card. And then I get to summon Magnuma back. Magnuma's effect will activate, which will allow me to get another dragon. And he's going to double use his effect to block out 2 more zones. And he's going to pop a card against Pressure Planet. He's going to pop Magnuma. Doesn't really matter. Going to do for another triple tactic. Draw another 2 cards. Get my Eternal Soul back out. And then go for Magician's Souls. Pitch Dark Magician Girl. And summon the Dragon Knight again. Banish Shangri-Era. Special summon the Dark Magician Girl. And that's game. Yep. 3,000, 2,300, Dark Magic attack. So yeah. Surprised he didn't play a Rise Heart, but it wouldn't really made too much of a difference anyway. But regardless, everything that he played really made 0 difference. So you just have to know how to play around Castiera. I know Castiera can be very annoying, but if you know how to play around it or know how to basically bait out a lot of the effects and don't really worry about a lot of other things, really not that big of a deal. On to the next game. Alrighty, this one's another short one. I think this one only lasted maybe 2 or 3 turns at most. Let's see exactly how this one went. Another player, no sleeves, no field, just generic. It's just weird to play this game with just naked. Go for Magician's Rod into the immediate imperm. And this is one of the things I tried to talk about a little bit earlier about baiting things out. So my opening hand was Ash, Timaeus, the Circle, and Eternal Soul. So honestly, playing Rod is bait. Playing Rod would have baited out the Ash or to bait out the imperm because I didn't want to have Circle get ashed. So essentially use this as bait. I don't need his effect. I have everything in my hand that I actually need to do everything I need to do. So just go ahead and let it bait it out. So play Rod, let him bait out the imperm. Because I don't need imperm. I really don't need Rod's effect right now. Go straight into Circle. Drew Dark Magician. And now just go straight into the Dragon Knight. Pitch Rod, Fusion Summon. And now Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight's on the board. Eternal Soul's back here, chilling in the back, and I have an Ash Blossom. There's not much he can do. Playing Ice Jade, so he's going to pitch that one. Summon that, the level 7 tuner, along with the level 3 token. So I'll go ahead and summon what is Ice Jade, Agromoth, whatever the Synchro monster is. Second he play that, Eternal Soul, bring back the Dark Magician. Immediately banish this level 7 tuner. Immediately. And then I'm just going to sacrifice it just to get Rod back. Show how little I cared about losing Rod in the first place. Boom, the level 7 Synchro's gone. Triple Tactic Thrust, Ash that. Yeah, no spell card or trap for you. Right into Buzz King Shark. Into this, and then he scoops because there was nothing left he can do. He was just doing stuff and realized, I guess, there's nothing he can do in that situation. All right, final 3 games. This one's a little bit more interesting. This one, of course, actually, I don't even remember what this duel was. I know they had the Blue Eyes field on. Look at that gorgeous new Blue Eyes field. So pretty. So this hand is a mix of, it's a mixed bag, but I have everything I need. Plays 3 cards. This one, I believe, is Labyrinth. So go ahead, Ash Blossom, next card I draw. Go straight into the Illusion of Chaos. And to welcome Labyrinth, we're going to Ash that immediately. And then he's going to open up with Lady Labyrinth for the Silver Castles to special summon it. So fine, whatever. But you're not going to go ahead and get the other one out. Going to go straight for Timaeus. Get rid of the Preparation of Rites because I don't need it because I have Illusion of Chaos in my hand already. Goes into the Eradicating Virus. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and start chaining things. I'm going to chain Soul Servant so I can put the next top pad, the top card of my deck, which would be Magician Soul. And then get rid of my Circle. But of course, I'll go ahead and play Circle again. Now, in case you were wondering, because I searched for Circle and didn't draw it, Eradicator doesn't destroy it. So Eradicator effect activated, destroyed the Circle in my hand, and I played Soul Servant so that way I could use his effect before it got destroyed. And it wasn't on the board. Because I searched for this instead of drawing it, I still get to keep it. It doesn't get destroyed. So I search for it, hit my Eternal Soul, attack directly, go straight for Artemis again, and then play the Eternal Soul face down. Because next turn, I'm going to go use Illusion of Chaos to get the Dark Magician, and then thus be able to pop off at that point. Activate this effect. He plays Max C, thinking I'm going to special summon the Dark Magician, thinking I have it in my hand. Actually not doing that at all. I'm actually doing it just to get Rod back. Use Rod's effect, sacrifice him, get Rod back to my hand, and pass turn. No Max C. Perfect Max C bait. Drew Super Poly, of course Eradicator destroys it, but now I have everything I need. Go ahead, Rod, get Eternal Soul, put Illusion back, don't need Illusion anymore, pitch the Dark Magician, special summon the Dark Magician, use Circle's effect to banish the last face down card, which turned out to be a Drowning Mirror Force, draw another Eternal Soul, use Timaeus, fusion into the Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, attack directly, and then he scooped because that was game. There's nothing. The next turn, I would have just resummoned Dark Magician, use Circle to pop it, and then boom, been done. Quick, simple, easy. Easy way of beating Labyrinth. Next game. All right, second to last game in the series. What was this one? This one, I think this was a 2 or 3. There's another 3-turner, another Blue Eyes field on the board. I'm going second this time. Let's see what he's playing. He's playing Punks. So no hand traps in my hand, so basically he has to just cook for the entire time. Go ahead into the standard Punk combo. He's either probably going to summon Jump Dragon or something else. There's Rising Carp. Rising Carp's effect allows him to tribute it to get 2. Usually the card I worry about playing Punks against is Psychic and Punisher, because all the effects require you to generally spend life points to get PED out on the board, and then PED basically becomes indestructible. So that's always the card I always look out for. Oh, but there's Jab Dragon Drive. Pay another 6. Grabs Deer Node. Draw a card, and then lays one face down, which is generally the Punk trap card. All right, so now we get to do a little bit something more fun this time. So I'll go for the Lebellion. Lebellion to draw Magnamut. Use Magnamut's effect to pitch out the, the Foxy Tune. And then he's going to negate the effect of Magnamut. He negates his effect and then gains life points equal to his attack points. So I don't get to draw a dragon. But now I'm just going to sacrifice it for Lebellion. And then go for the Super Poly. Get rid of the Jam. Summon Garura. Stop that from happening. He gets to draw a card. Now I get to play Talents. I get to draw 2 cards. Soul Servant in that. Go ahead and play the Branded Regain. And now just start cooking again. Get rid of Sword because I don't need Sword. Play that into the Soul. And then just start swinging. Destroy. Attack for double. That's 3,000 points. So he's kind of back to where he left off at. Now I'm going straight into IP Masquerena. Or whether I go in a dark. Went in a dark because there should be a dark or in his graveyard. Draw a card from that one. He did have a dark as this non-punk. So now I'm going to link climb straight into Access Code Talker. So Celine. Celine gets a bunch of tokens. Pitch 3 tokens. Or counters. Go straight into Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker picks Celine, gains 3,000 attack points. Pitch Dark, destroys Jam. Branded Regain returns Dark, so I get it back, and then I draw Timaeus. And then I just decide to lay the last one heart face down, which is my Secrets of Dark Magic. Goes for the Harpy's Feather Duster. So regain on the board 2 mystery back rows. I think he knows one of them is Eternal Soul. So of course he goes straight for the Harpy's Feather Duster. Chain Secrets of Dark Magic to go ahead and summon the Dragon Knight. So now the Dragon Knight's on the board, and my back row is protected. Harpy's Feather Duster does nothing. And he scoops. Nothing you can do. All right, next game. All right, last and final duel for this deck in this video. If you guys have enjoyed this so far, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe, and tell us any other tricks or tips, or if you learned anything special from this video. But last duel, what is this one? I believe, what was he playing? He was playing a 46 card deck, 13 card extra deck. So I'm just going to go straight into standard combo, Preparation of Right into the Illusion of Chaos. Go ahead and pull Rod, put back Timaeus because I don't need Timaeus right now. Get the circle. Lay down the Super Poly. I think I just rearranged the top 3 because I didn't have anything. I have Maxi, Ash, and Illusion in my hand. So I'm just going to sit back, relax, and see what happens. All right, now he's going for danger. So I'm going to go ahead and Maxi this because all he's going to be doing is special summoning. I believe this was a Dark World player. Yep. He pitched his Grapha. So now I'm just going to draw a bunch of cards. And then he links for the fusion. The second I saw Grapha, which was a dark, I went straight for the Bestial. But of course, he chained Dark World Ascension to fusion summon, so it allows the Grapha to get removed from play beforehand. So of course, a Dark Magical Circle is going to get destroyed, unfortunately. But I draw triple tactic talents. Goes for the Danger Bigfoot. Summons Bigfoot. Draw another Ash. Charge with the Dark World. So yeah, he's just comboing off with Dark World stuff. He's going to ransack the board. This I'm going to Ash because he at this point in time, I do not want Silva to come up. But of course, he negates Ash using Grapha's effect. Allows him to ditch out the Jackalope. Jackalop's effect will trigger because it was sent to the graveyard. He gets to special summon 1 in defense, draw another card because it's Thunderbird. And then Genta right into Gates of the Dark World. Plays Gates. All the Fiends gain 300 attack points. Links off into Nightmare Phoenix. And then into Pot of Avarice to get all of his Dark World monsters back. And draws 2. Plays Dark World's Archetype to get his Ascension back. The misplay he made here, and I don't even really, well, I wouldn't even really call it fully a misplay, but it wouldn't have mattered. He didn't use Nightmare Phoenix's effect to pop my back row. Now, even if he did that, I would have just activated in that situation to fuse these off and then not have to worry about it. But he didn't use that effect, I'm assuming because he didn't have anything in his hand to discard or anything he wanted to discard at that time. But regardless, I think that was a minor misplay that he made. Didn't make too much of a difference, but whatever. Go ahead and Silva, Dark World Dealings. So we're going to banish a Fiend or discard a Fiend from his deck, which gets rid of the other Grapha. Now he's going to use Grapha to destroy that. This is where I Super Poly, pitch out the Ash, because I can't use Ash again anyway. So there's no point in me keeping it. Get rid of Grapha and Bigfoot into Muck Dragon. But now I'm going to use Rod. I'm going to pitch off the Artemis since she's the weaker monster to re-get Rod. And now he gets to resummon Grapha. By doing that, I draw another card. Now I have my Dark Magician in hand. Use his Rainbow's effect. Sword allows me to pitch out a Drew's Worm. And then he grabs the third Grapha in his deck. Pitching out another Grapha. This is when he tries to use it for Muck Dragon of the Swamp. I go ahead and make it a dark monster so it's immune to its effects. And then he Dark World Dealings again. Draws 1 card, discards 1. I'll go ahead and get rid of the Dark Magician. Uses Rainbow. And then in the Mothman, he hits Rainbow, summons Mothman, draw another card. And then Nessie, pitches Nessie. Draws another card. He's really just milling out his deck at this point. It's coming out to my advantage though, because I have everything in my hand I need to pretty much win the duel. So I'm going to take some damage here. Take 6,000 points. He didn't have enough for game. And now I proceed to cook because I have every card in my hand I need to do everything I want to do at this point in time. So go ahead and pitch Rebellion. Go ahead and get Magnamut. Magnamut, go ahead and pitch out the other Grapha. So that's not coming back. Use Magnamut's effect. Sacrifice that into Rebellion. Rebellion, go ahead and pull out Regain. Dark Magical Circle. Get the Fusion. Accidentally set the Salvation, but I just went ahead and played that. Get out Timaeus. Pitch out the Dark Magician Girl. Magician Souls. Pitch out the Dark Magician Girl. Summon the Dark Magicians. Go ahead, Grapha's gone. But I also activate Magician's Salvation, so Dark Magician Girl comes back. Go ahead and play Rod. Grab the Soul Servant. And now Timaeus, get rid of Rod. Fusion Summon into the Dark Magicians, actually. Soul Servant. And that's it. At that point, it was a game. I'm really upset because what I was about to do next was then go ahead and activate it. Well, I couldn't activate Eternal Soul in this situation, but essentially I had everything I needed. Any cards he would have played at that point. He had 0 cards in hand. He was through. Got rid of his boss monster, about to crash over that one, and then just go for game. So that was it on that front. So GG's Dark World. Nice seeing you. Thanks for coming. That is going to conclude this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the duels as well as a little bit of the tutorial for the Dark Magician deck. If you guys want to use this deck in the future, make sure you get the deck list at the beginning of the video. If you did like this video, give us a like, give us a comment. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, give us a subscribe. Help us get to our goal of 750 subscribers. More videos will be coming down the road. We're going to get some Pixelborn in very, very soon, as well as some more box openings, passer playlists, and some. Don't forget, there's also the couple OCG openings that we got coming up very, very soon, as well as that one. And Blisters versus Boosters should be this coming Friday. Also, if you guys are watching this, we do our live streams every Wednesday evening. So at 8 o'clock Central tonight, we'll be back live streaming Suicide Squad today. So if you want to watch us be idiots as a group and destroy some stuff, make sure you stay tuned for that one and hit that bell icon notifications. Catch us on Twitch or on YouTube as well. We stream on both channels, but you can basically come right here, hit the bell, and you'll notice when we live stream at 8 o'clock Central tonight. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you stay tuned for that part. But in the meantime, this is King Zeph. There's no time to explain. Till next time, you guys, I'm out.